right, an incredible super mid morning to you. Welcome to the Super Mid Morning Show. We're live here in Super 93.3 FM. This is the Super Family. This is where everything is super. So you can call me Super IJ if you want. Yeah, because my name is Ijo Maambama. You can call me IJ Sugar. Yeah, I'm holding it down right here. And you know what's up. I'm sweet like that. Here with all that sweetness, just to make sure that you have an incredible day. Okay, then. So, how's your day been so far? I'm just hoping that you've had an incredible day. But if you're not just joining us now, like you have been tuned to Super 93.3 FM, if you have been tuned to here, this station, then I'm certain that you've had an incredible day so far with the Comedy House of Assembly, with OBIV. They were on earlier this morning on the Super, breakfast time. And right now, it's Let's Talk on the Super Mid Morning Show. Well, at 10 a.m., you listen to a sponsored religious program by Reverend Dre, and at 10:30, you listen to another sponsored religious program by Andrew Womack. And this is time for us to talk. Get to our Facebook page, and you'll find a post that relates to what we're talking about this morning. You'll see a post that bears the topic on the show this morning. All right. That's at Super 93.3 FM. Super 93.3 FM on Facebook. Okay, just do that, and you'll find us. Or you could just go to Super FM PH. Either takes you to our page on Facebook. All right. Also, do well to join us on Instagram and Twitter. Follow our pages if you're not following already. Plus, have you downloaded the Super FM Global app? I thought I remind you, all right, that we do have the Super FM Global app, and you do need to download. If you haven't, there are lots of exciting features on the Super FM Global app, and you do need to download to enjoy all of those features. Okay, so you could also listen to us live, via that app from wherever you are, like anywhere at all. Whether you're in the country, outside the country, from anywhere, whatever your location is, you can listen to the station via the Super FM Global app. That's what it's called, Super FM Global. All right, guys. So let's get to our topic on the show today. I feel like doing this in pidgin, for a reason. Based on the nature of what I want to talk about, I feel like if I could drive it in pidgin, I'll be able to hit some people in certain places. But let me just stick to what I do anyway. maybe a little bit, maybe, I'm not so sure, maybe a bit of that, here and there as I flow. But let's talk about our indigenous products today. Made in Nigeria products. Over time, there are people that have actually put out a campaign or put out campaigns to encourage indigenous to encourage people patronizing our indigenous products. All right, these are campaigns that are aimed at making us appreciate what we have here, things that are produced, that are made in Nigeria. Yeah, that's like how I should put it. Appreciate and buy, consume, patronize made in Nigeria products. So over time, we've had people who have come up with setting programs to encourage the idea of patronizing made in Nigeria products. Even the government here at some point, have come in to try to put some things in place, to try to encourage made in Nigeria products. So today I'm going to take your mind, or I'm taking your mind already, to made in Nigeria products. When you hear that term, made in Nigeria, what comes to your mind? Well, basically, it's just things that are produced here. We're looking at maybe clothings. Okay, I mean, sometimes when people talk of designers, when you just be like, now big boy, they wear designers. I told you pigeon will enter. Now big boy, they wear designers. Or now big babe, only designers. When you say designers, people use that term only to refer to international designers, or should I say foreign designers, designers that are not Nigerians, brands that are not Nigerians. But do you also know that we have Nigerian designers? Like, do you know we have good brand names that are Nigerians and they still produce quality products? For those who are into, for those who are, or say for those who are designers now, they still, produce quality, they make quality clothes with good, very good materials. But the thing on the side is that sometimes these materials, you see the matter in this thing. Sometimes, like I was reading something from a Nigerian designer who's doing great for himself. All right. He didn't pay me for this, so I cannot talk about his brand, but I'm just going to say something here, an idea from what he said. He said he sources his materials from outside the country, and that's because he believes in quality. And so he goes, that extra mile. He needs to order from abroad or travel to go buy them just to make sure that his clients here in Nigeria get nothing but top-notch quality. But then part of the challenges that he deals with is the fact that because he's Nigerian, he's a Nigerian brand in Nigeria, as good as his quality is, all right, people still feel his products should be cheap because he is here in Nigeria. So this is like coming from the angle of the producers, all right, the entrepreneurs, the business people, those who produce stuff in Nigeria. They just feel that's one of the challenges, all right? People expect their products to be cheap because it was produced here. So nobody's really considering how you're sourcing for your raw materials. And, at the end of the day, you have great quality. But if you want to patronize, some foreign brand, maybe for your wedding, you don't mind paying all of that amount in dollar, because it's there's a popular designer who's known for making wedding dresses. I don't want to call her name, okay? Yeah, because this is radio. I don't want, but you might know who I'm talking about if you're into these things. So if you were buying a wedding dress from this particular female designer who's known, she has carved a niche for herself in that particular industry. Now, you'd spend any amount of money that you see written there. You spend it because you can afford it anyway. And then you put all that, you value it because you're spending big money to buy it from abroad. But if another designer here gives you something that beautiful or even better than that, you look down. Some people, a lot of Nigerians, tend to look down on what they see here because it is Nigerian. Anyway, let me make this open for you first. Let's come in. I need you to come into this conversation as we broaden it to other aspects. There's a very funny angle I like to get to as I bring you into this conversation this morning. Okay, so sometimes we have shout out to our Abba brothers. They're making us proud. At least they are doing something, because when it comes to appreciating our stuff here in Nigeria, I'm thinking quality, must be considered. Okay, but not a lot of people are willing to pay for quality because it is Nigerian made. And so what some of these Abba brothers do is to, give you what you're willing to pay for. You're paying very little money and the quality is, But anyway, at the end of the day, I'd like to get your take on your perception of Nigerian, that is you as an individual, okay? Do you patronize Nigerian-made products, okay, when you're buying, including down to cosmetics, things that you use on your skin, okay? Even the Nigerian rice versus the foreign rice, down to all of that food that we eat, you would find out that there's this kind of value that is placed, on what's foreign and on what's Nigerian, even though sometimes what's Nigerian might be really good, Some people don't even want to give a try because they have enough money. They just want to go for the more expensive thing. And you know, when somebody gives you something that is expensive, you just naturally assume, for a lot of people, you just naturally assume that that thing is of a very good quality and is a lot better than the cheaper alternative that you have. So you don't mind. You just spend a lot of money. That's how some people spend big money buying rubbish. Sometimes. Okay. So yes, hit me up right now. I'd like to get to hear from you anyway. What's your perception of made in Nigeria products? Okay, down to food, your wear, say shoes, clothing, cosmetics, everything that you use as a human every day. All right, you understand me, day to day, even automobiles. Yeah. So, what's your take on these things? How do you value them? What kind of value do you place on Nigerian made products? If for now you buy Nigerian made stuff because you know that's what you can afford, maybe perhaps they're a lot cheaper, okay? When you have more money, would you rather patronize the foreign designers, you know, and you know, foreign other stuff, including food? Okay, so would you rather patronize foreign, you know, this foreign stuff, foreign products, compared to your Nigerian products if you had more money? How do you rate our homemade products? Talk to me right now. These are the numbers to call, okay? 0705 079 1021. That is 0705 079 1021. And the other number to call is 081 174 31021. That is 081 174 31021. If you're sending me an SMS or WhatsApp voice notes or WhatsApp message anyway, send that to 0905 948 1021. That is 0905 948 1021. How do you rate our homemade products? Do you consider them inferior or do you appreciate them? I'd like to hear from you. Good morning. Yeah, hello, good morning. Okay, do try to call me back, all right? Yeah, if you're trying to connect with me and it's breaking, do try to call me back. Thank you. All right, let me just repeat the numbers again so you can try to call me back. 0705 079 1021. Like, tell me the truth. Let me put it this way. Talk your truth. A child I know would say, talk your truth. Talk your truth and shame the devil. All right. So how do you rate our homemade products? I don't know what you're wearing right now, where you're at, you know, what you use, what you have in your house. Do you know there are people that will still prefer, you guys will tell me your reason. That's the idea, all right, on the show this morning. Do you know there are people that will still prefer what we call okrika? These okrika outfits, there are people who will still prefer them to buying anything brand new in Nigeria. I'm trying not to, I'm trying not to tilt to any corner right now, but there are people who would rather go buy okrika because they cannot afford the new ones. All right, foreign outfits, new ones. They can't afford the foreign brands, the brand new ones. They'll rather go for okrika because, according to them, it has been used abroad. That's like second-hand clothes, already worn clothes, already worn shoes, belts, and stuff like that. The okrika business is like a big business in this part of the world as well. Some of those clothes are even stuff that were given out to charity, all right? They're not even supposed to be sold, but somehow they make their way into the Nigerian market, and they are being sold at very cheap rates. So you still see people who would rather go buy okrika instead of buying anything made in Nigeria that is brand new. They would still prefer that one. They would even tell you, the quality this, the quality that, And what are some of these reasons? Maybe at the end of the day, we might be able to find a way forward, so that we can begin to appreciate products that are made here in Nigeria. Okay? Because the value placed on these things, are quite necessary. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Do you know this number?
Do I know this number? I have no
Because I
idea.
used to call. It's very difficult. You pick my call. Good
Oh,
morning.
really? Good morning. It's
Yes.
not intentional. I don't see the numbers when you call.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay. So what's your name, please?
Excellent.
Excellent. Nice.
Yeah.
Where are you calling me from?
Elimi.
Where?
Elimi.
From Eleme. Okay, so
Yeah,
talk to me. What?
Apache.
Oh, nice. What do you think about Nigerian-made products?
Although, most of us don't like Nigeria made because of their fake products. But
Why do you just assume they are fake?
because like you can buy slippers. No. You wear the slippers, shoot your leg inside
Don't
water.
cut.
The next thing, slippers are full up. But when you come to buy the original one, even though you wear it inside the water,
Okay, and this original one is not Nigerian.
most are not Nigeria, but most are Nigeria and the original, but they are
Some.
expensive. So,
Some.
like say, if you want to buy something, buy the one that is original, so it will last you. Don't go and buy the one that is maybe this one is 1,000. For example, this one is 1,000, and you see the one of 700, 800, you go and rush.
What's the difference between
Sometimes
1,000 and 800, 200 naira?
it's a big difference for some people.
Okay.
You don't have to go and rush because sometimes that one you're buying for 800 will not last. Sometimes it will last. That's why most people prefer okay. Because sorry now, it's not PG, Because see
Go
that
ahead.
okay now.
Yeah, go ahead with your opinion. Yeah.
The people don't wear that okay.
Hey,
People
person,
already
some way
abroad,
person don't wear
the okay.
tire. Come to wear.
So okay, I call Nigeria. People say prefer that one because of course they don't wear them for the abroad. Spoil. Tear. Most na canvas. And when you make the canvas for you, people will buy and you rush am because say you go still last you. And you want to buy already made here. With everything. Suppose it's a floater there for the issue.
Problem.
So you see why some people prefer that one that is okay and original one. Okay, for example now, you buy Nike pants now for 18,000. So that time like Nike pants you buy 18,000.
Are you calling a brand name? Don't do that again.
Okay. Then like some now you buy now for 5,000. And the one you buy for 18,000. They are the same thing, but the quality is not the same.
That one is Nikkei. That one is Nikkei.
It's the same thing, it's the same name.
Okay.
So if you get the one of that 18,009, before the thing will chop down, it will take like 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months. For that one now, for that 5K now, man, get rid of that 1 week.
Okay, but this one that you're talking about that is for 18,000, is it made in Nigeria, or you think it's made by the real foreign brand?
Domio, I think it's made by the real foreign brand because some of them you order it online, and the other one is not ordered. But some, so me, I'll buy shoe that I've ordered online. It's original, but they say it's Nigeria, but I don't believe it's Nigeria because I'm still wearing the shoes now.
No, wow. Even when you buy Nigerian thing that has lasted well, you still don't believe it's Niger because it has lasted. Come on. This is the mindset I was talking about. Anyway, thank you so much, all right?
All right.
Okay. Now, this is like the first call I'm taking anyway, so I'm definitely going to take more calls. But I'm just thinking here, if Nigerians think this way, all right, can you also tell us this morning, we are talking together, all right, as a family. What do you think is the way forward? How do we improve, this industry generally here so that people can begin to place good value on Nigerian-made, stuff, homemade products, whether it's food or clothing items or shoes, because like he just mentioned, see this Okrika thing, even down to phones, down to as long as it is not Nigerian, something somebody has used and thrown away, something somebody gave out, they are done using it and they gave it out, we still place more value on that thing just because, or could it just be that we just don't want to value our own stuff because, let me use this term, because of see finish, All right? Permit me, like I said, I'm going to be infusing a little bit of pidgin here and there. You know, when you're too used to something, something is right there with you. You see it every day. It becomes a part of you. There's a high tendency that you begin to lose value for that thing. And you'd rather appreciate the one that is far away that you don't see every day because there's no room for you to, permit me again, to see finish. All right, let me get back to the phone lines before I repeat these numbers again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Thank God. That was your mind.
Ken Billions, your voice now changed a little earlier.
A minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My dear, I listened to your intro anyway.
You are a big man. I know you have tasted both worlds. You know, Niger life, abroad life.
It don't come now.
Now you tell me now. You have tasted Niger life and abroad life. As a big boy that patronizes big Nigerian brands. Mm-hmm.
The thing is very clear, okay? This is my own personal view.
Okay.
I believe it's a matter of your pocket, okay?
All right.
If you believe you go for local based on your pocket, instead of you to go and commit a crime or go do bad thing as a woman for you to meet up with other people, you go to the one you can afford. That's what I believe. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because of clothes, I found this, I found that. Some girls have committed some things that is not proper because of all these material things. So I believe if your hand did not reach that foreign one, you go to the local one because the difference is clear.
So that's why I'm asking you, do you just believe the local one must be cheaper? Do you know there are local products that are very good, as good as the foreign brands? But Nigerians, a lot of people just feel it should be cheaper because it is Nigerian, you know?
Let me tell you, only one thing I knew about Nigeria products that is very, very good.
Okay. Don't call a brand name. Don't call a brand name.
It's just wire, okay?
Wire.
Electric, Nigeria, what is the Nigeria wire? You understand? Electric.
Wow.
That's the only thing I knew that is perfect. You understand? You go to Beijing, this in China, you brought goods here, this and that. You see that it's all these foreign goods. It will not last. There's a lot of fake. You understand? Because so that our people can afford it. It's all about bringing things in foreign. You understand? I know people in Aba. When you are talking about designer, they will design it and send it to Dubai. Our people will still travel to Dubai and
buy it there
back to Nigeria.
Oh,
yes.
Just because they don't place value on it when they see it here.
Exactly.
So they go to another country to buy the same thing that was made here.
So let's say you go to Ghana, the package company to Dubai. So our people spend transport and bought it and import it back to Nigeria to buy it there. So this is that we don't want to go to enough.
Your call is breaking.
I believe.
I'm trying. It's breaking. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's better now. Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay. In as much as the difference is there, like somebody that producing a car in the east, if you see one of his G-Wagon, see the real G-Wagon, see the real Mercedes G-Wagon, you see the difference, you understand? But you need to start somewhere, you understand? So I still believe it's a matter of your level. If you know you cannot afford to that international level, you think it's more sweet and more solid for you. You know the one is my one Benda and Select you can afford. What matter is to keep it clean.
Okay.
Keep it clean. Let him look clean. You understand? Sometimes itself, this even last past on foreign, and when you buy it, it doesn't matter. It's how quality because they have grade one. You understand? So get the clean one. Keep it clean. Yes, it's in grade. If you have the grade one, some of them will buy the grade one and take it to the so-called supermarket and sell it in a high price.
Yes, in the
When
boutiques,
you buy it, it does not matter. In the boutique, when you buy it, it does not matter. What matters is how quality and how neat you keep it. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. God bless you. So Ken Billions also says the Nigerian made products. Well, he's like on two sides of the divide, kind of, or should I say, he took it from different angles. Now he said some of the stuff produced here actually of very good quality, but a lot of Nigerians may not appreciate them. So when they are produced here, they are even taken abroad. Like he mentioned Dubai. He said he knows people who do that. And then Nigerians will go to that country, buy these things and bring them back here. So now they end up spending transport. You go enter flights, go now, still pay flights, come back. And then you're paying more to buy that same thing that was produced here, but you had no idea it was produced here anyway. But if they had given that item to, some of these people here, they wouldn't have placed that much value on it. What do you think is the reason for such perception of our homemade products? Personally for you as well, how do you perceive it and what's your reason? Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Morning. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm Ogechi from Aba.
Ogechi from Aba. You heard what Ken Billions just said?
Yes, I didn't hear what you said. I was just telling your line.
Oh, wow. All
right. Concerning what you just said, our locally made goods are good.
Okay.
Very, very good. Could be better.
Could even be better?
Yes, could even be better.
Why do you say so?
Because why do I say good? Considering the production enability, that's the way the enabling grant given to them to produce. And they still try to produce something and sell it in the average price. You could know that they are just fighting to eat, not to even make more profit. They are just fighting to eat, considering because they empower themselves. Yeah, I stay in Aba. I know the working condition, how things are being produced here. You understand? You pay for your life. No help from the government.
Wow.
You don't help. People to come and take your goods is very hard. Sometimes you have most of them they want to buy, but they can't come over to come and carry your goods. Another thing is that if the government can even empower them with electricity, at least the money you spend in especially life is the most
power supply. Very necessary.
So we can add those things. We can add.
Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, they can add those quality in that goods, making it more original because it's very good. Because they cannot kill themselves. They want to eat. They cannot start a business. You understand?
Yeah.
The government will help. Those products will be more better.
Oh, wow. And it finally cuts. I don't know what's up with the network though, but at least it's still working. All right. And let's keep dialing the numbers. Okay. So from what my brother just said, my brother who stays in Aba, who just called me, he said products in Nigeria actually have very good quality, but then the enabling environment to put in great work is not made available to the people. So these people go the extra mile. They are sacrificing to even be able to, do what they're able to do. Now, let me quickly take something from here before I get back to the phone lines. This was from an interview. Somebody, a Nigerian entrepreneur who is a designer, was interviewed recently on his brand, right? He talked about his brand and acceptability in Nigeria. So here he said the market is already available. He said the market is already available, but the only problem here is, according to him, his name is Ayobami, by the way. He's based in Lagos. He said the only problem that they have, and he believes can be changed, is our perception of local content. Now, I'm quoting Mr. Ayobami, right, who is a designer, a Nigerian designer. He said, it's our perception of local content. And according to him, he says, the belief since it was made here, it should be cheap, needs to be discouraged. And he also said, but we have forgotten that we mostly depend on importation. This is another problem, all right? Almost everything we use for our brand is imported, except if you want a low quality, which we don't involve in. in. We make use of good quality and standard materials for our brand. Now, let us quickly take out something from here. He says, in order to be able to produce something of good quality, they have to import their raw materials. They have to import materials from outside the country in order to be able to produce good quality here. Now, why should that be? Why should that be? Why can't we have an enabling environment where we can have quality products, we can have quality raw materials? Nigeria is a country that is greatly blessed, all right, with these natural resources and, avenues to get these materials needed for such production. So why is it difficult? Why does it seem almost impossible, all right, to be able to source for these quality materials here in Nigeria? So perhaps the government needs to come in somewhere and create an enabling environment for business people, for people who are into production, all right, to be able to churn out quality products at the end of the day. I feel like that's one of the first steps. In fact, that's like the major step. And from what my caller said this morning as well, in terms of creating that enabling environment, power supply, what is production without power supply? Okay, how can factories cope without adequate power supply? When the price of diesel and stuff are, skyrocketing by the day, whenever it feels like it's just fluctuating carelessly. So access to good power supply has to be taken care of as well, all right, to encourage this production even in better quality. Before people, I think maybe when this is done, something would change in our mindset as Nigerians. But then, as a Nigerian anyway, how do you view the Nigerian brand as an individual, from your own personal angle? Do you buy made in Nigeria products? And when you do you buy them because that's what you can afford at the moment? Or you buy them because you really appreciate them and they work well for you? They are worth your money. You don't mind. Let me get to hear what you think. Good morning. Are you there? Hello, are you there? All right, let me repeat the numbers. Do try to call me back. Also, drop your comments on Facebook at Super 93.3 FM. Good morning.
Good morning, Ivy.
Oh, you called me back. Welcome, Ken Billions.
Thank you, ma'am. Talking the aspect of government, I think the Abia State governor have done well in that aspect.
Okay.
In as much as he may not be doing well in the other aspect, in the area, he have trained a lot of people. He have tried in several aspects, sending them to China, sending some. I knew somebody that is a designer. He's the one designing one of the South governor. Everybody shouting is wearing designer. The guy is in Italy now.
Are you kidding me? I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm telling you the truth. One of the South governor, everybody shouting is wearing designer. So is the guy
you cannot call his name with your full chest, right?
No, I won't call his name. Let it not come from my head. Let it come to my head. You knew person I'm talking about now.
Oh, definitely. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
As I did area, let it not come to my head. So,
nobody will.
I mean, that make me at the field. That make I do the two common people. For don't come see how that is on fine, but for insecurity something, you never can tell. But I will come. The day I will come, I will sneak in.
You will use okay.
Right. My dear, the government needs to come into. What Aba is just like the capital now for business. What they need is good road. If federal government will help them, at least the little the governor have done in that aspect, he must give credit to him. If you know what he have done in Nigeria, sending them those shoes, sending them, he has spent a lot of money to send them abroad. I'm not his fan, but I believe he does not have done well in that aspect. So
somehow you have facts to this information, no?
I'm telling you the truth. Now, I've told you that one of the outspoken governor in South here. Even I won't mention the designer.
You're already showing yourself. You're showing yourself. You don't have proof. Don't do that. It's designers because, but designers, this whole designers thing. It was made by a designer, but obviously it was made by a designer. I mean, a shoemaker do.
But it's somebody, it's a Nigerian. That's what I'm telling you.
That's your point. Okay.
Thank you, Director.
All right, then, thank you so much. So obviously, from what we have gathered this morning, Nigerian designers are great. Made in Nigerian products can be really good, actually. So it's all a matter of perception. Yeah, to an extent, it's all a matter of perception to an extent, because some of the very amazing stuff that you see people wear might just be made in Nigeria. But already, some people just have this, like I said, the issue of sea finish, okay? Losing value for something because you're very used to it. That's just the problem with some people, sometimes. Let me repeat the question and the phone numbers, and then I can get back to the phone lines. So here's the question on the show this morning. How do you rate our homemade products? Do you consider them inferior or do you appreciate them? I'd like to know. For you right now, if you buy Nigerian made products, are you buying them because that's what you can afford? Maybe you feel like you don't have too much money to afford, those foreign brands. So that's why you are patronizing Nigerian brands. And if you had more money, you would just, order for your stuff online and patronize the big foreign brands. Talk to me. I'd like to get your take on that. These are the numbers to call. Call me up on 0705 079 1021. That is 0705 079 1021. The other number to call is 081 174 31021. That is 081 174 31021. Like, so people who make furnitures, those who make furnitures, where do you get your materials from? Okay, like the wood that you need and the other stuff that needs to be on, on top of I know they also make use of foam and some other stuff, So all of those materials that you need to make the chairs, all right, those furniture that should be in the house, whether it's in the sitting room or in the bedroom, do you most times have to source for your materials abroad as well? If that is the case, then there's a problem. I don't know if that's the case, but if that's the case, then there's a problem, because there has to be a way that we can source for raw materials here, quality raw materials here. If you have to buy raw materials from abroad every time to give out good quality, it definitely will make it more expensive, even though it was produced locally. That's just a direct implication. All right, then let's get to the phone lines. Good morning. Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
You're welcome. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Tell me your name, please.
Yes, my name is Alibaba Lemon.
Okay, but your radio, you still need to turn it down. Or can you just walk away from your radio set?
Yeah.
You said yeah before.
Yes, I'm not good.
All right, then. Thank you. So talk to me.
So you talk about the furniture, huh?
Yeah, I just mentioned that as an example. I'd like to know.
And they used to get the wood where they bought it from, where they're selling. They go out for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They buy them here. Do they source for everything here in Nigeria? All of the materials needed to make these furnitures?
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You're certain nothing is imported at all?
Eh?
I said you're certain. Are you into the furniture business?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. You never told me your name anyway.
My name is Aluba Barin. Yeah.
Okay, where are you calling me from?
From River State.
Okay, so all these years, I don't know how long you have been into this business, but you have never had a reason to buy from outside the country. Do you think it's the same for every of your colleague? Maybe these things are in categories, in grades,
Yeah.
You're not explaining, you're just saying yeah. All right. I was trying to have a conversation with him. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm Mr. T. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Mr. T, I'm listening to you.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that I patronize made in Nigerian products
Mm-hmm.
that are good because truly some of them are good. But also there are some things you cannot get in Nigeria. That's just the truth.
Okay.
And it's not that we can't produce them here or we can't make them here, but because they are not available, the government is not helping. For instance, like you mentioned furniture, there are some things that are imported, some type of wood that are gotten from here, exported, processed to another form, then they will not sell it back
to us. Wow.
You
Incredible.
understand, which is very, very bad. Just like we are exporting crude and importing fuel, that is just it.
Wow.
So most of those things are available here.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those things are available if the government gives one the enabling environment and the support to these people to produce. If there is power, if most of the things are working. In fact, before now, a lot of things are working in Nigeria. That was why the naira was stronger than the dollar. We're producing almost everything we need.
Mm-hmm.
They were manufacturing cars in Nigeria, manufacturing the glass, the parts in Nigeria. Yeah, we had the people that were manufacturing the tires, the Dunlop, and the Michelin, and all that. But
these are brand names. You would have just decided to stick to tires. I understand tires.
Okay, yeah. I'm saying that they manufacture the tires.
Yeah.
Okay, but they left because the environment was not friendly for them.
Okay.
If the government can support the locals to be able to do this thing, or the government even do it themselves and make profit from it, you understand? We will have all these things in Nigeria. Nigeria is so blessed that we can get everything we want if we have a functioning government. The government has
a functioning government.
Yes, that is the truth. That is the truth. In China, they manufacture almost everything they need, and it was because of the government. Now, it's not that the government does everything for them, but it's because of the will of the government. That is why they are able to produce what they need in China. The government doesn't produce everything in China. Private entities do that. But there is the environment that is there for them to produce what
the environment is enabling, is encouraging.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for this contribution today. Thank you. I'm taking the last call this morning. Good morning. Can we talk in 1 minute? What's your name?
Hi there.
Oh, Ken Billions. Yeah.
And there?
1 minute.
Sorry, I know you are out of time.
Yeah.
In terms of furniture, Nigeria, I think Nigeria is doing well. Because I have foreign also. There's Nigerian one I bought right here. If you see it, even more solid than the China one I bought. Very solid.
Okay.
So the furniture aspect, they are doing well. God bless.
God bless you. Okay, then, and on Facebook, UD Asebu on Facebook says, to me, we don't have problem on the homemade goods, but their quality and design package. Once they improve in their quality, then, for example, nobody takes their clothes to make in the UK tailor because we have good tailors here. You can't buy a handbag of 30 of Niger tomorrow. It will start, of 30,000 naira in Niger. Tomorrow it will start peeling. And Makachika D.K. Nuba says, inferior and wicked. Okay, that's your perception of homemade products. Wow. Okay. Please, repent, please. I don't know. It's our own thing. Okay, but of course, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. All right? You think they're inferior and wicked. Why wicked? What's the wickedness in this thing now? Anyway, guys, thank you so much. All right, shout out to the relevant authorities. Just actually hoping to have a functional government, like one of my callers said this morning, where we can have that can create an enabling environment for local businesses to thrive. Somebody mentioned nobody takes their clothes to tailors in the UK. Honey, you'd be shocked. There are people who can afford it, and they have foreign designers who make their clothes for them. Yes, they buy the materials abroad. They make the clothes abroad, send them to Nigeria and wear them in Nigeria. People who have the money do that. Some people do that, actually. All right, guys, need to stop aside right now. The world news comes up at 12. There are still stuff that are really good in Nigeria. It wouldn't be a bad idea if we can value what we have and seek for ways to improve on them. God bless us.
Inform.
I'm black man.
Hey, I'm Tone Tonight.
Influence Super FM.
Turn it up!
Port Harcourt. Music for the whole family.
I'm black man.
Talk for the whole family.
Entertainment
For the whole family.
I don't know. This place is crack-a-lacking.
This is Super FM,
Oh, I can hang here. I can hang here.
Nigeria's #1 family lifestyle talk and urban radio station.
I feel like for real, electricity, I burn a different beat, till infinity, steady on a different beat. Life is not that deep, it's all about the energy, the mentality. Now you make it my body, body go sign. You know everything I do is nobody else concerned. So you go come online. I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. Shake it, baby, shake it. I feel your vibration. Fine girl on my motion. Beautiful temptation. Hot girl on rotation. Shake it, baby, shake it. Electricity, vibes on the frequency, till infinity, steady on a different beat. Love is very sweet, but first you must get the moolah. Not poverty, now you make it my body. Body go sign. Shake it. You know everything I do is nobody else concerned. To let you go come on. See darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. Shake it, baby, shake it. I feel your vibration. Fine girl on my motion. Beautiful temptation. Hot girl on rotation. Shake it, baby, shake it. Tonight, electricity, vibes on the frequency. Steady on a different beat. Oh.
Everyone needs a superhero.
You've heard about it. It's real.
It is.
It's
Super FM, Nigeria's #1 family lifestyle talk and urban radio station.
News, sports, entertainment, and talk for the whole family.
Good afternoon. Thank you for staying with us. This is World News at Noon on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. Remember, every child is your child. Support inclusive education. Today in the highlights, Governor Nyesom Wike says Iyorchia Ayu plays a leading role in the emergence of Atiku Abubakar as a presidential candidate of PDP. Ijaw National Congress, INC, says agitation for resource control is for equal distribution of resources in Niger Delta for the Niger Delta people. And farmers in River State appeal for assistance over loss of farm produce due to flooding. And now in the details of these stories and others, I am Obrori Ivy Fakai. River State Governor Nyesom Wike says the national chairman of PDP, Senator Iyorchia Ayu, played a vital role in the emergence of Atiku Abubakar as the presidential flag bearer of the party. Governor Nyesom Wike, during a media chat in Port Harcourt, said the role played by Senator Iyorchia Ayu was detrimental to other presidential aspirants. He said it would have prevented the PDP convention from holding if not for his love for the party. Governor Wike also alleged that PDP jettisoned its constitution in the current leadership structure of the party.
Who have violated Section 7(3)(c) of the PDP constitution? Why did we jettison a whole our own constitution? Then we're not talking about rule of law. That our government will be anchored based on rule of meanwhile, we are not practicing the rule of law. By following Section 7(3)(c), if we had followed Section 7(3)(c), would you have come to this issue of talking about if Chairman resigns, this will happen, that will not happen? You purposely did what you did in order to suit you. Now you have run into stormy water, and then you are saying constitutionalism. Your fight for inclusivity must be in the party, and I will remain there to fight for it. I'm not a man who sees fire and runs.
Governor Nyesom Wike also said that Rivers people will not give their votes to anyone who doesn't care about the state.
That not anybody can do. But for us as men, we don't know what God is thinking. As men, anybody that running a Atiku down is a wicked man to Atiku. And I know those who are doing it also. No, let me tell you, I know those who are doing it. They don't have electoral value in their own units. Some of them are from Edo. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, look at their calculation. Atiku didn't win Rivers State. Buhari didn't win Rivers State. But Buhari won Lagos and Kano. Does Atiku have Lagos now? Does he have Kano? The only way he has always had is Rivers. And you say you don't want them. They have 0.3.
He has not said it.
No. He said you ask this question. Yes. That's from Atiku's camp. And these are people who don't have electoral value. If anybody has electoral value, why would he even opine that? Why would he even say such a thing? They don't talk it different.
The chairman of Obiakpo local government area, George Ariolu, says his administration will continue to deliver dividends of democracy to the people in the local government area through the provision of basic amenities. George Ariolu said this when he donated 2 500 kVA power transformers to Elelenwo community and Rumokpakulisi community in Obiakpo local government area. The Obiakpo Council chairman, George Ariolu, said the welfare of the people is top on his priority.
It's time and again that we are here to serve our people, and service we must render to our people. That is the essence and the basis of democracy. That was why we came seeking for your support and your vote to bring us here. You have done that for us, and it behoves on us to look at what requests you made to us and provide them, which is also dependent on the availability of funds. We know what the economic situation is in our country today, but it's a promise we made to you, and that is a promise we must fulfill.
The chairman of Obiakpo local government area, George Ariolu, however, urged the communities to ensure the transformers are properly maintained and protected. He also urged the people to continue the support for Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike in his commitment to the development of the state.
Some of you requested for more than one, but to start with one, to start from somewhere. And that is why we have called you for onward delivery of the said transformers. Let me also advise at this juncture that it is necessary that these are your properties. The transformers are your properties, personal properties, community properties. So it therefore behoves on you to protect this. So continue to support government and its programs, continue to live in peace amongst your peers, your relations, and your neighbors, wherever you are, because development can't come to any society where there is no peace.
The representatives of Elelenwo community, Allen Nyeche, and that of Rumokpakulisi community, Emeka Okocha, commended the chairman for the donation of the transformers and promised to maintain them.
I entire members of Elelenwo say a very big thank you to you. We never thought this would come true. We're still having doubts as I speak to you right now, because the last meeting we had, they say it's not possible. I told them I've met you. You promised I will give them transformer, and it has come to pass. We say a very big thank you to you.
For some time now, we have been having issues of transformer in our area, and we have been worried, and we've written to him through our Honorable Councillor Prince Awanda. And today the dream has come true. So we are very happy to receive this transformer. Make sure we take care of this transformer as possible as we can.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has called on flood-prone communities in Rivers State to evacuate their residents to higher grounds. following reports of flooding in some communities in Ahoda West local government area. The South-South Zonal Coordinator of National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Godwin Tepico, in a chat with our correspondent, also encouraged farmers to embark on early harvesting to avoid losing their farm produce to the flood.
The message is that they should heed this alert, and in the event that response agencies come to ask them to evacuate, they should evacuate. Because if they don't, already we have lost about 300 persons in Nigeria, about 500 others seriously injured, and over 100,000 who have been displaced. So it's important that since we have had this early warning, the public or those frontline local governments and communities should take heed and respond when they are asked to evacuate. And again, farmers should begin to engage, unfortunately, in early harvest so that they don't lose all their produce for this year.
The South-South Zonal Coordinator of National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Godwin Tepico, further said that NEMA has put measures in place to address emergency situations that may arise due to the flooding in the state.
Yes, it's expected, because you also recall that on the 19th of this month, the General alerted the nation that 13 states are expected to be impacted by heavy flooding. This is arising from the fact that since the 13th of this month, the operators of the Lago Dam in Cameroon have started releasing their water. Cross River State, and Bayelsa in the South-Southern office of coverage will be impacted. So what we are doing, like I said, we have informed and sensitized the people about this impending flood that is coming. NEMA has started pre-positioning relief supplies across the zonal, territorial, and operational offices nationwide. Our search and rescue officers have been placed on standby for search and rescue. Our motorized inflatable boats have also been deployed across.
The South-South Coordinator of NEMA, Godwin Tepico, also called for synergy with local and state governments to assist the agency in evacuation of residents during flooding.
So if NEMA is doing its bit, we expect that governments of these frontline states to also begin to move away communities at risk of this inundation to help identify higher ground for evacuation of persons at risk. They should also begin to preposition their own adequate stockpiles of food and non-food items, provide potable water, hygiene, safety and security to the people who will be evacuated to enable them to have a fair level of comfort during the periods of displacement. We also want the media to assist us to also carry out the sensitivity to the public so that they will comply with this early warning alerts. Then the State Emergency Management Agency should begin to organize regular coordination meetings to prepare state level actors, for this prediction.
Farmers in Rivers State say the flash flood experienced in some parts of the state has devastated their farm produce. The president of Association of Farmers and Food Processors in Rivers State, Chisom Dike, said this while speaking on Super FM News at 6. Chisom Dike said the flood has washed away most of their farm produce, leaving the farmers without any harvest.
We are really affected by the flash flood. We have a couple of our members losing their crop. I know you are aware that when there is flood, it washes away the soil and the crops and our livestock. There's a case right on hand right now where a member of our association has a fish pond, the natural fish pond. The flood has washed away the whole fish. The whole fish is in the pond. So a lot of losses, a lot of damages on our livestock and on our crops. Where areas where the livestock are not washed away is being affected by diseases caused by the flood. When the water level gets high, it comes with a lot of pathogens that affects our livestock. And whenever these things happen, we don't recover.
The president of the Association of Farmers and Food Processors in Rivers State, Chisom Dike, also said that poor sensitization by government agencies at the rural communities is partly responsible for the inability of the farmers to prevent the loss of farm produce.
The warnings normally will come at a late time when it's already late, and the warnings only come via the way we hear from you on radio and on TV. Don't forget that most farmers are in the rural areas. There is not enough sensitization. The information don't get cascaded to us most times and not on time as well. We're expecting NEMA to have offices in the local government areas, not just over in Abuja or in the cities. We are the ones that are badly affected. We don't get to hear from them. There is no encouragement, no information. We only heard about this a few weeks ago. And at that point in time, what are we supposed to do? We actually should have known this right before, at the beginning of the year.
The president of the Association of Farmers and Food Processors in River State, Chisom Dike, also appealed to the government to provide subsidies and insurance for farmers to cushion the negative effect of the flash flooding in the state.
These bodies and these agencies should first of all have a roundtable discussion with the actual farmers, so we could put heads together to find ways to mitigate these issues. But one of the options we always will talk about it. The government agencies coming up, first thing to be done will be having agricultural insurance for us, so that wherever we lose, whatever we're losing, we'll be able to recover. Then thirdly, measures should be put in place. Dikes, it's called dikes and canals, should be built around our farms, around the dam that causes this flow, this excess water flowing into our farms. So this we can't do on our own. We can't build canals on our own. We can't do the dikes on our own. This is why we're expecting the government to come in to aid us. So if we have these discussions or these arrangements with the relevant agencies and we're talking face one-on-one, we'll be able to identify areas where we can put up this.
The Ijaw National Congress, INC, says its agitation for resource control is for equitable distribution of resources to residents in the region. The president of INC, Professor Benjamin Okaba, while appearing on Super FM special program, said Ijaws are aggrieved that most of the oil wells in the Niger Delta region are being managed by people from other zones.
As Ijaw people, we must realize that this is just a drop in ocean. We've clamored, pushing for resource control, total control. We are angered by the fact that oil wells in the region, the 160 oil wells in the region, are managed by people who are not even from the region.
The president of Ijaw National Congress, INC, Professor Benjamin Okaba, further called for understanding among ex-agitators in the region following the pipeline contracts given to Tom Polo by the federal government.
Okay, so like I was saying, we are on daily basis sensitization on radio programs, on television programs. We've also having school meetings, town hall meetings where we are meeting Ijaw people and the Niger Delta that there's no point fighting over this. It's going to be a win-win for just a matter of putting ourselves together and understanding the nitty-gritty of the contracts and see how all of us can benefit. Yes, there are some gray areas that we need to strengthen. The understanding is that, look, if I want to use the words of the King Ateke, he said, look, yes, our brother has been given a job and we must all support it. Yes, we all wanted it, but these jobs cannot be given to everybody at the same time.
You're still listening to the news at noon on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. When we come back from the break, River State Commissioner for Education, Professor Prince Chinedu Mom, directs all unregistered private schools operating in the state to do so or face government sanctions. Details of these and other stories after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Omega Power Ministries, OPM Worldwide, presents Dr. Jesus Night with Coconut. It's going to be a night of healing. Healing of your finances, healing of your destiny, healing of your health, healing of your womb. The man of God is coming with fresh anointing from God for miracles, signs, and wonders. Do not miss it for anything. Make sure you are live at Dr. Jesus City. Date, Friday, 7th October 2022. Time, 8 p.m. till dawn. Venue, Dr. Jesus City, Mbodo Alu, River State. For inquiries, call 0810-795-2194. Come expectant. Dr. Jesus will visit you.
Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action. God is here.
Welcome back. The Commissioner for Education in River State, Professor Prince Chinedu Mom, has directed all unregistered private schools operating in the state to do so or face government sanctions. The Commissioner for Education, Professor Prince Chinedu Mom, gave the directive during a meeting with private school proprietors at Government Girls Secondary School, Oromenike. He found that some private schools who are operating in the state without registration and approvals from the ministry. Professor Mom also assured that the state government will continue to provide enabling environment for private schools to operate in the state.
Every school, private school to operate within the state must be duly registered with the River State government. Those illegal approval, those papers they sign from the business center and give to you at the business centers, they are null and void. I'm also aware that what we call the annual renewal fees. Most of you think that it's a baptismal certificate that's not renewed. This one is not baptismal certificate. It has to be renewed on an annual basis. just like their vehicle particulars. Once it expires, it means that what that document is no longer valid. That is why it is with this certificate that is issued to you. Once it expires at the end of the year, it means you need to get it renewed. Because of that, you are encouraged not to give me cash. Nobody should pay cash to anybody.
The Commissioner for Education, Professor Prince Chinedu Mom, further charged those approved to pay their annual renewal fees to the state government to do so in order to obtain their certificate to avoid embarrassment during monitoring. On the registration for basic education certificate examination, the Commissioner for Education urged the proprietors to provide the statistics of their students to the ministry before 30th of October for preparatory documentations. The House Committee Chairman on Education in the River State House of Assembly, Christian Ahiako, has called on the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to come up with a workable blueprint to end the lingering 7-month strike. Christian Ahiako, who is the lawmaker representing Oba Ebimandani Constituency 1 at the State House of Assembly, while reacting to the face-off between ASU and federal government, said the lecturers' demands are not achievable. He advised ASU to employ a smart approach where the government will gradually address their issues.
The issue of ASU and federal government, I will begin by saying it's quite unfortunate that something like that is happening, and also to say that ASU should come up with a blueprint of what they want, a kind of blueprint from so year to so year. What actually do they want? What actually are we looking for to a point? But if you say government must release how many trillion, I don't see that as happening. And also, ASU should also look at what is TED funds actually doing, because a lot of money also goes to TED funds. What are they doing? And TED funds also have come up that they have done this across the schools in Nigeria. So ASU should also be able to set up a committee to actually verify the claim of TED funds. If TED funds have done that much, how come ASU is also talking about decay?
Speaking on the newly commissioned satellite campuses of River State University, Christian Ahiako said the campuses in Ahoda, Eche, Emohua, and Tai will boost economic activities in the state.
With this school now, Ahoda, over time, will develop into a city. Also, with the road construction and rehabilitation going on in that area, if the Faculty of Social Science goes to Ahoda, the same thing with the one at Emohua. Also take Eche, for instance, the campus in Eche. It's the same thing. The same thing with that of the Tai. Students will go there, activities will increase, people will go back to that area to invest. There will be a lot of buildings, people will build houses that students and lecturers will rent, hotels will come up, economic activities will spring up in that area. You will have people who will be doing mama put, some will be doing restaurants.
The House Committee Chairman on Education in River State House of Assembly, Christian Ahiako, also asked head teachers and principals to shun all forms of illegal collection of monies from students and parents.
Well, I think the way forward, thank God we have a commissioner, a current commissioner who is coming from the university system too, is a dean of social science, University of Port Harcourt. I think he knows his honors, and I'm very sure he will be alive to that responsibility. He has started demonstrating that by calling meetings of the heads of the schools to know what actually is happening. Some persons will just want to bring down a government because of their interest. So that's why I want to thank the Commissioner of Education for calling the principals who are the heads. Let me know, what is your problem? Why do you keep collecting levies even when the government have said that education is free?
As a way of ensuring effective communication and record management in public service, the River State Ministry of Health has conducted a 2-day intensive training for administrative staff in the state. The Permanent Secretary, River State Ministry of Health, Dr. Ndidi Uche, during the workshop in Port Harcourt, said the training will enhance the performance of administrative staff in the state. He said that transmitting official information and record keeping have been a serious challenge over the years in the public service.
transmitting of official information and handling of record has been a challenge over the years, and it's still a challenge up to now. I think we need to train ourselves also to be on the same page with what is happening in the world now. Others will be going for training. We just sit in our offices doing nothing. Meanwhile, we don't even know what we are doing. If they say do right, we do left, and we think we are doing our work. It's because of all these things we are talking about, filing records, and that's why we are all here, so that we can do it. We can be better on our duty post. And I hope that it will continue, so that we'll keep refreshing. We know that administrative training of this nature very, very necessary, like I said before, in public service, as it will build the level of skills and knowledge of participants in effective communication and records management, particularly as it concerns our official duty in a public service.
Well, still on the news, we're now going to join our correspondent assigned to the Government House of Rivers State here in Port Harcourt to give us a brief recap of the media chat with His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike. Judith, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nabi.
Okay, so tell us about the media chat earlier today. How did it play out?
Okay, the media chat that was held in Government House, Port Harcourt today, it just ended few moments ago, and everything panned out well. It just that what actually happened is that the Rivers State Governor is still calling for the resignation of the PDP national chairman. He after he accused the party of not standing on the agreement, and then he mentioned that the South governors now had agreed that it's going to be the Southern people's turn, the South turn to produce the president. And according to the party constitution, the party, the side, the region that produces the candidate is not supposed to have the national chairman.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the party is going against what was agreed upon. All right. And that is one of the issues he discussed. He's actually calling on the party to do the right thing. He also mentioned that the APC, the federal, has disappointed Nigerians, and looking at what is panning out in the PDP, if the PDP is put well, if PDP puts its house in order, it still stands the chance of winning in the next year's election. And the governor also said that he has no plans, he has no intentions to leave the party. That whatever fight he's having in the party is going to be internal, and he's going to ensure he rights the wrong that is happening in the party. And he also mentioned that IU, the national chairman, was bribed, right, in Lagos, and he made some challenges, actually, challenging them to some leaders, some party leadership members, all right, to come out
and deny,
to deny some issues. He challenged them that he said he didn't go to any of the members to talk to them about him being the running mate of Atiku. He never did that. All right. And then he also talked about, he mentioned that he stepped out. All right. He decided to step down. All right. He allowed everything happen during the convention. That he allowed everything happen, that it would have been worse if he had, said the convention would not hold. All right, because of what happened, the Saraki and Tambuwal of Sokoto State, the Sokoto State governor, when they came, when the betrayal happened at the convention ground.
Right.
They stepped down, not just stepping down, but directing
their supporters.
The supporters to support Atiku. He said that is not done. But the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, is saying that He just had to allow that go. He had to allow it slide. He had to allow the conversation to continue because of the love he has for
the party,
the PDP. And he still has the love for the PDP, but he's calling for a youth resignation to allow equity, to allow for equity and justice in the party.
Well, we do hope that whatever the aim for this media chat, has been or is, that the governor sees the result of it. Thank you so much for that recap. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, that's it on the news this afternoon, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. A quick look at the headline of our major stories today. And we told you that Governor Nyesom Wike says Iyorchia Ayu played a leading role in the emergence of Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of PDP. We also told you that Ijaw National Congress, INC, says agitation for resource control is for equal distribution of resources to the Niger Delta people. And farmers in River State appeal for assistance over loss of farm produce due to flooding. It's the news. It was edited by Shegun Owolabi with the assistance of Ugochukwu Iwuchukwu and produced by Ruki Ogono. Visit us on our social media platforms across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Super FM PH. And remember, every child is your child. Support inclusive education. Good afternoon.
News, sports, entertainment, and talk for the whole family.
We are Super FM.
Oh, baby, move up. Move up. Oh, baby.
Agbada don't hang for Babwaya. You know, say for Bodo not draw. Na Egusi they call am.
Rasta, calm down. This is Ogbono and Agbada Paribo. No kind of follow us come this news station, I beg.
This is Comedy House of Assembly. We don't dey move.
Yes, so our dear fans and listeners, this one to officially inform us. Hey, better station don't sign us for this transfer window.
Right now, our new base na Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. Our days and time remains the same every Friday morning from 8 for morning till 10 for morning.
For more information, follow us on all our social media handles. For Instagram, Comedy House of Assembly 1. And for Facebook, Comedy House of Assembly.
Same show.
Same time.
Same honorables.
Different station.
We don't move up.